Hey, what's going on, everyone? Joseph Lombard, a.k.a. Interesting Far, and I'm with Zachary Lombard, a.k.a. Magnum of 5.
Hello.
And welcome to Finally a Nerd Talk Show. Zach, it has literally been, what?
No, nothing.
Okay, you, turned your chair and you looked at me like this. Like you were going to do something or say something. Oh, okay. God, it's been a little while.
Yeah.
It's been a little while since we've been on this desk. 3 weeks.
Yep.
Because 2 weeks ago we had the scheduled power outage, and then last week was Memorial Day, so that means we got a lot to talk about for the next hour or so. And also we will be announcing the winner of the Diecast giveaway. We'll also announce the next person that's involved in the Chris Lombard Charitable Champion Award. Because we did one last month. We're doing one for June. You know what I mean? So if you guys don't remember what the Chris Charitable Champion Award was, remember we announced the winner, the champion of May, that woman that did the quilts and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be doing another one today. So stay tuned for that. And also, we do got a guest today. It is Joey Stone, a.k.a. Sloppy Joe, and he is a NASCAR Heat Pro League driver that 704 Games has done in the last few months, except they just recently started the league. It's a league it's an esports league that NASCAR 704 Games has started for NASCAR Heat 3, and Sloppy Joe, a.k.a. Joey Stone, who is on PS4, who is on the PS4 side of that league, is going to be joining us. He's the driver of the number 8 for Richard Childress Racing. So it'd be cool to have him on today. We're going to discuss about that with him. We'll first get to know more about him, and then I'll talk to him about his journey with this esports thing. So, but yeah, so got lots to talk about because we need to catch up on what we've missed the last 2 weeks. And I'll be honest with you, Zach. I don't remember everything that has happened since the last time we've done the talk show. But so what's been going on with you? We haven't done this a lot recently.
Lots have happened.
Lots? Did you say lots?
Yes.
Lots has happened, huh?
Yep.
You said lots like lots. Well, I don't know if you heard yourself say it like that or anybody else did, but it sounded like you said lots.
Well, lots have happened.
There you go. See, you Englished
Is
well.
that better now?
Yeah, because you didn't English properly there.
Yes,
You know what? English is hard. I know we speak it, but it's hard. And, somebody has told me before, hey, English is the hardest language to learn. I'm like, you know what? You're not wrong, because I can't English properly 100% of the time, So it happens,
Yeah.
So that's like the joke now when, you stutter. And I was like, man, I can't English well, Can't speak English. And then someone said, well, you should try to learn a different language. I'm like, listen, if I can't speak English properly, how in the world do you expect me to speak another language,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, so anyways, yeah, so we're excited. We're excited for another talk show. But, yeah, it has been 3 weeks since we last been here. So, Zach, from your side, what's been going on with you?
Oh, let's see. What have I done since 3 weeks ago?
Well, I know what we have done every single day is we get up in the morning, we eat, do whatever throughout the day, then we go to sleep at night. I know we've done that every day.
Well, of course. So
you're just trying to think at this point. You just don't know.
Let's see. I'm trying to think back on what happened since May 13th.
Was that really the last time?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay, it feels like a while. All right. What do you mostly remember in the last 3 weeks? Let's just go there. What do you mostly remember?
Well, I mostly remember
since the last time we done this talk show. Hey, you know what I remember?
What?
The power outage we had a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have a talk show then. And you know what's crazy? Because, the power company, they kept, they told us when the scheduled power outage was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, at first they said this day, then they all of a sudden changed it to Tuesday, which is like, okay, it's not going to interfere with the talk show whatsoever, you know?
Yeah.
But then they changed it a day before to that Monday, the 20th, and we weren't sure how long the power was going to be out. Well, obviously it was long enough that we couldn't do the talk show a couple weeks ago, but it literally they turned the power back on like 45 minutes after the talk show was started. So regardless, we would have not been able to do the talk show anyway. And then the next day, they turned it off again for a few hours. I'm like, wait, I thought it was only supposed to be Monday. You know what I mean? Next day, I'm doing whatever. All of a sudden, power goes out again. I'm like, what? And then I look outside, and down the street, there's like 5 or 6 trucks working on stuff. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, you were supposed to, like, it was only supposed to be for Monday. Why are they also doing it today? Or like Tuesday?
Who knows?
So it's like, oh my God. Those 2 days were so boring, I'm not going to lie to you, because I couldn't do much. And what really sucked about it is I fell behind on stuff. Like, because I fell behind on doing, like, videos and editing and stuff. I fell behind, and I had to catch up on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of sucked. And then what? Last Monday, we had Memorial Day, so we didn't do a talk show then. Oh. So, yeah. So we got a lot to catch up on. But we'll be all right.
Yeah. I do know what I did over the weekend. This weekend, of course, was Saturday. I went to a car show in Woodland Hills, California. It was called the LAPD-LAFD 16th Annual Still Saving Lives Car Show and Safety Fair.
You're trying to get the whole title. You should just, you know what I should have said? I should have said, I saw a police car. I saw like a police car show.
Well,
I'm not that person that'd be like, go into detail what the title of the event is. I'm just like, I just went to a car show that involved police cars, you know?
Yeah, so anyways, it happened at Woodland Hills, California at that park at Warner Center. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but there is a park at Warner Center.
Oh, no, I know.
But yeah, that's where the car show was. And let's see. I know that day. What?
I like how you explain what event is and where it was at. Do you know what time it was?
Yeah, it happened from 9 a.m. to 3.
Oh my God, Zach.
p.m.
Were you there the entire time?
No,
you weren't. No, because like I went to Mom's house and you were there. I got to Mom's house around 1 o'clock and you were there.
Yeah,
so you were there the entire time. But I like how you go into full detail about the info of the event. Like it happened, like it was a police blah 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 car show happened in this and there at the time, you know.
So I basically arrived there at least sometime before 9:30, at least.
Ow.
So I was there at that car show for at least a good 3 hours. And so what I saw was a bunch of classics, and then I saw a couple of old police cars. And then there was a little small exhibit on a wrecked car that happened due to drunk driving. The driver was killed in it. And it had this wall where it showed stories on other victims who were killed in accidents.
Wait, what car was it? Because when I went to Pomona a few months ago for NHRA, they had a display LAPD.
That's
and
what
stuff,
they had,
and they had like a wrecked car. So what car was that?
It was like basically like a late 90s to early 2000s Honda Accord.
Oh, okay. Then that's not because they at least grabbed one car. I would assume without any blood in it, because I don't think they would normally bring a car out for display unless they cleaned it and stuff. But yeah, they usually bring one wrecked car that involved an incident.
Yeah. So, anyways, of course on the displays they not only showed the story about that car, it showed like other stories like from other times that.
Well, the reason why I asked that is because I didn't know if they always used the same car for display or they always change out cars. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So, but I guess they change them out every now and then, just different cars. But anyways, go on.
I did saw one where there was like a picture of a Camaro that was actually smashed nearly in half from a tree.
Yeah, trees are real. Yeah, you hit a tree and that's a bad crash.
Yeah.
No matter what angle you hit it, it's going to be a bad crash because especially if it was a big tree, that tree ain't going nowhere.
Both people died instantly in that crash.
Well, but if it was a small tree might fall. You might be able to bend the tree, but if it's like one of those huge trees, like those normal sized trees or even bigger, you hit that thing and it's gonna hurt.
Now that one was 20 years ago.
Well, you said it was
It was a Camaro, that smashed into a tree and bent in half, killing both people in there instantly.
What was it? Speaking of car accidents, I was almost in one a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure if you saw
I
that
saw
crash
that.
that I posted on the Instagram story and like Snapchat and stuff. So I was driving back home from picking up Gizmo's insulin, and I decided, you know what? Normally I would, when I leave there, I would go down. You know, like when you're leaving the vet place, I turn right, and then you go down another street.
Yeah,
and then you head basically the closest main street I live, and so instead of doing that, I went the opposite way leaving, and because I had to, I just wanted to get lunch, so I went to go get lunch and stuff.
Yeah,
and so it was right over here too at this intersection. So I'm going this way because this was the direction I was going. So I'm going this way. There was a car coming this way, going the opposite direction where I was going, and we both got the green light. Well, obviously we stopped at the red light before, but it was our turn to go. So as soon as it turned green, I go, and this guy's going. There was another car going this way, and it's red for them. You know what I mean? Well, this woman was the first one that got there, but so here's this guy and here's this woman, and here's me. I see this woman and this guy coming, and I know they're about to collide. I knew there was going to be an accident because I happened to glance over when that car was coming with the last second, and before they hit, I heard them hitting the brakes. Like both of them seemed like they saw each other and they tried what they can to hit the brakes, but it just wasn't in time. But it slowed down enough where it wasn't that big of an impact. So they both hit, yet here I come coming this way. I saw them hit. I'm already going. I had to swerve this way and then around that way because, like, you got these two cars going this way.
Yeah.
And then you got me going this way. So they both hit. Both the cars end up going this way. Here I am trying to swerve this way. And I know I ran over debris and stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to pull to the side. Well, I was going to pull to the side anyways to check on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I first got out of the car. I went to check on them first. I didn't care what I hit with my car first. I wanted to make sure they were okay. Everybody was okay, but they were shooken up. But then once the police showed up, I stayed around the wrecked cars until the police showed up. And then once the police showed up, I told the officer, my car is over here. I'm just going to go back and check my car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went back to check my car, see if I have any flat tires or anything. Check to see if there's any front damage or any damage. And it seemed like my car was fine, which was good, but wasn't so much for the other two cars. But they were both okay, but that was a close call for me. Like, had I probably hit, like, as soon as it went green, had I probably gone in there a second or two sooner than what I did, I probably could have been involved in that accident. I probably could have been the one getting hit too.
Yeah.
So I had a close call there. So that was scary. Which that was probably other than my accident that I passed out, obviously, that was probably the closest I was almost in a car accident.
Yeah.
I mean, I've witnessed car accidents before. Like, I've witnessed the one at the time I was still in the middle of, getting our driver's license, getting all those hours until you go take your driving test.
Yeah.
I saw that. I caused an accident before. I don't know if you remember that, up at the Simi Town Center. Like by the mall. I did that, but that wasn't really close. I did cause that. 100% my fault. Oops, he was okay too. Very bad, but was okay. But no, that one I was almost in a couple weeks ago. That was the closest I got to being involved. I'm like, holy crap. Okay. please. There's always accidents down that intersection. Like ever since we've got this house a few months ago. Well, the one I was almost in, that was the first time I've seen an accident happen there. But I probably about 4 or 5 times I'm driving through that intersection, and I see like police cars and wrecked cars there and stuff. There's always accidents at the intersection. It's kind of a weird intersection too.
Yeah.
But anyways, not about car accidents. You've never been in one.
No.
Lucky. I'm good. Hold on. Sloppy Joe wanted me to. Okay, we're good. But okay, so speaking of cars, let's talk about more cars. What about so you went to the museum this past Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you didn't go the previous Sunday. What about the Sunday before? Did you go? Oh, because it rained. But
yeah, I would have gone if it didn't rain.
What about this past Sunday?
Yep, I just went yesterday.
Okay, so what were the cars?
The cars that were out were a 1937 Packard, a 1951 Packard, and a 1955 Rambler.
What was your favorite out of all those 3?
Well, I would have said the 37 Packard, but I was going to learn how to drive that one yesterday, but unfortunately it had a little bit of brake issues.
Then they had to bring their car out?
They almost did, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So 37 pack. So the 37.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Are you? Were you able to drive all those 3 cars, or?
No. I mean, well, yeah. Well, except for the 37 Packard. I've never driven that one before.
Oh, but you're able to drive those 3 if all 3 cars were working.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I drove in 2 yesterday.
Have you driven every car yet over there, or not quite?
Not quite.
How many cars do you think you got left to learn how to drive? It's just a guess.
Oh God, there's still a lot more.
Really? Jesus.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think I've basically gotten half of what I've driven so far.
Wait,
done.
Just half? Oh my! I feel like you've learned how to drive almost every car, but it's just only half.
Well, that's how it feels.
Oh, okay. So you got a lot more to go.
Yeah, there's still plenty more cars to learn how to drive.
All right. Wow. Dang, I thought you've almost driven every car. Okay, never mind. So you got a lot more cars to learn. All right. So before we get our guests on, we are going to announce the month of June's Chris Lombard's Charitable Champion. So I'm about to read this out. Zach, you read the last one. Of course, if you guys remember last month, we announced our first recipient. It was this woman that did what was her name? Becky Martin. Yeah, and she did the quilts and stuff. So now we got a new one here. So let's take a listen. I'm prepared because this is like a book here. So guys, sit back, enjoy some popcorn, and just listen to this. Zach, you may want to just sit back, relax too. So, let's see. Wow, Mom wrote this out like. Okay. Oh wait, no. This woman emailed her this. Okay, so this is what she says. Okay, this is what this recipient says. So, I would like to nominate my friend Glinda Ward for your Chris's Charitable Champion. To me, she is an awesome champion, and I wish I had her energy and drive. I am nominating her for all she's done for Oklahoma's low-income community. So her name is Glinda Ward, and apparently she's from Oklahoma. Every Monday night at around 9 p.m., you will find her at her local Panera Bread picking up their bread donations. And sometimes she is there on Thursday nights as well. On Tuesday and sometimes Friday, she would take the bread to the different missions in town, giving it out until she has no more to give. That way, all the missions have bread to feed the homeless for breakfast. Then Glinda comes to Love Link to work 5 or 6 hours each Tuesday and Friday. Glinda and I clean up and price all the donations given to us to put it to the thrift store. The money made from the thrift store goes to buy items needed in our food pantry. I can't believe I'm reading this much, Zach. I'm a gamer, and I'm reading a lot of this already. All right. Each day when Glinda is home in the afternoon, she volunteers. She helps out her elderly neighbor, Mrs. Pat, who lost her husband about 3 or 4 years ago. Each morning, she or her husband, Steve, make sure Mrs. Pat newspaper is on her porch so she doesn't have to go out to get it. Glinda takes Mrs. Pat to any and all doctors or eye doctor visits. She did help her to take Mrs. Pat's dogs to the vet up until Mrs. Pat lost both of her dogs for illness. Glinda always cleaned up the dog poop in the... Okay. All right. Always cleaned up the dog poop in the backyard and put the trash to the curb so Mrs. Pat would not have to. She still does the trash for Mrs. Pat and takes her mail to her. And they would take turns dipping water out of some hole when it rained to prevent the water from entering the house until that was recently fixed. I really never understood what it was for anyway. Recently, Glinda and her husband, Steve, bought 8 new panels of stockade fencing to replace Mrs. Pat's old fence. And Steve replaced it all by himself. And if all this is not enough, Glinda, an MMI president at her church, she has all these meetings and stuff to attend. She is responsible for buying the items needed to make crisis kits to send out when a disaster strikes somewhere. The church refunds some of the money, but she buys a lot of it out of her own pocket. And if anyone at church needs help with anything, Glinda and her husband Steve are always the first to offer help. Glinda had to leave Lovelink a bit early yesterday because someone needed a ride to the grocery store and other errands since their car broke down. And the other day, Glinda's husband Steve found an elderly lady at the 7-Eleven, and she had no way home and no money for a taxi, so Steve took her home. Glinda and Steve are always doing kind things for others and for animals they find on the streets. Even finding the time last year to come over and mow my grass because I was in the hospital. And Glinda always finds time to take out to eat 2 or 3 times a month and won't let me pay even for my own food. And she also finds the time to call me almost every day to check on me. They are an awesome couple that I am proud to call my friends, and they just recently celebrated their 43rd wedding anniversary. Thank you very much for allowing me to nominate her. I do believe she deserves to be recognized for the good she's done for the city. And the person that wrote this, her name was Sharon. Wow. So, Glinda Ward, I do want to thank you for what you've done for the Oklahoma income community over in your Oklahoma town. Seems like you and your husband has done some very good things for the community, and we cannot thank you enough. So we do want to congratulate you for the month of June's Chris Lombard Charitable Champion Award. So, Glinda Ward, good job. Good job. And that was a lot of reading. Yeah. I don't think I've read that much in a long time. I'll be honest with you. Like, I was like, no, I'm not gonna lie. The few times I was like, I tried to get a word out because it's like, oh my God, there's so much reading, you know.
Yeah.
But, so by the way, she does receive a $100 gift card. That's what the Champion Award winner gets if they are nominated. So she gets a $100 gift card. So congrats to her on that. Okay, so I believe it's about time to get our guests on. So for you guys that just tuned into this live stream, thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to all you guys for tuning in to today's talk show. Hope everyone's enjoying their Monday so far, and hope everyone's enjoying the show so far. But right now, we're about to get Joey Stone, a.k.a. Sloppy Joe. Again, he is a esports NASCAR Heat 3 Pro League driver on the PS4 side. If some of you guys know what the NASCAR Heat Pro League is, just recently started. And Sloppy Joe, he's the driver at the number 8 for Richard Childress Racing on the PlayStation side. So we're going to get him on right now. I just got to send him the link. So let me do that really quick. Zach, is there anything you need to discuss before we get him on?
Nope.
No?
Not right now.
Just not right now?
Not right now.
Why not, man? Just not right now. Literally, not right. Just not at this particular second, huh?
Right.
Just not at this moment. Not at 3:25 p.m. nothing, right?
Right.
On this Monday, June 3rd, 2019. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking. All right. I sent him the link. Hopefully he can join in a matter of seconds. So now it's the waiting game. And now whoa. Okay. Wait. What? Oh, okay. Oh, that's why. All right, let's see if he is. There he is. Buddy, you there?
I'm here. What's going on, guys?
Wait, hold on. I'm muted. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can certainly hear you.
All right,
All
awesome.
right.
Now we got you. Sorry, I accidentally had you muted, man. I was like, wait a minute, I can't hear him.
It happens, man. Technology gets the best of us sometimes. All good, man.
Well, first off, I do want to say that is an awesome banner you got behind you, man. So before we get into the Pro League stuff, these people should know more about you. So tell us who you are and, what got your love into NASCAR.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Joey Stone from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm also known as Sloppy Joe on YouTube and Twitch, which are my main platforms where I love to entertain all the NASCAR gamers and fans. Why to get into NASCAR? Who doesn't love cars going 200 miles per hour and the sound of the engine and the rubber smell? Just unbelievable. But what really got me into it was my first ever race was in 2001. Spring race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, just a few weeks after Dale Earnhardt unfortunately passed away at Daytona. I was 5 years old. I had a bright rainbow jacket on for Jeff Gordon and a rainbow hat. That was my driver from the first day. But I saw history, which is ironic, that I saw the young Kevin Harvick in what was RCR's worst days come out on top and show that good days were among RCR for the future. And that was my first race ever, and I was glued to it since. And I think my parents regret it because it's all I talk about and it's all I live for. And that's what really got me into it from there. And the gaming just kind of came from it, from being the guy that used to go backwards and wreck cars back in the EA days to see the fire and the hoods falling off the cars, to now being the guy strategizing how I can win the race every single week. So it's been a really long journey of why I love the sport, but it's an amazing journey for sure.
Well, I do want to ask you, does anybody else in your family get involved in NASCAR, or is it just you, man?
Yeah, so my dad got me into it at first. He is the main reason why I'm into it. My mom hates it. My mom never got into it. She tries to remember the drivers. The only one she can remember is Jeff Gordon, because that's all I talked about as a kid growing up. But now, since I'm an adult now, she just doesn't really talk about it. My sister doesn't like it either. So it's just me and my dad. But my dad doesn't really watch it as much anymore. He works a lot. But I make sure to tune in whether I'm at home relaxing or if I'm at work. I'll pull it up on my phone and have it to the side because I can't miss a race. I really can't. I can't remember the last time I ever missed a race in any sort of way. So really, just my dad was the main reason why I got into it.
All right, so I didn't know who you were until what was it? I can't remember what game it was, but I met you for the first time, and we used to have a history back then. I'm going to tell the viewers, I would say we hate each other, but it's like, so I don't remember the full story, but I think you do. So if you'd like to explain, I think people would love to hear this.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So back on the game, NASCAR, the game 2011 is where I met Mr. Joseph Lombard first. I was racing in a league with drivers like Danny Wells and a few others that Joseph knew at the time. And we got an invite, my friend Jackson and myself got an invite from Joseph to race in a league race of theirs at Dover. So that was the first race I ever raced against Joseph. And I remember driving the number 4 Red Bull car for Casey Kane. That was back in 2011. And Joseph was driving the 24 at the time. I think he was driving like the Pepsi Max car or something like that. And I remember at the time, one of Joseph's friends, Scoobs, who back then was one of the fastest guys in the game, everyone said, "Oh, you can't beat Scoobs. Nobody can beat Scoobs. He wins every single week." And I go in there and I pass him for the lead and I'm pulling away and everyone's like freaking out. Like, who is this guy? He just came out of nowhere and he's like beating Scoobs. And I don't know. I think Joseph just got really upset about it or something because I was like kind of being aggressive, but I knew I had a car that could win the race. And he just drove it into turn number 1 and just took me out. And it was like with like maybe 15 laps to go in the race, and my race was done. After that, I said, "That's it. I'm never talking to the guy again." Like for a while, I was like, "Man, I'm so mad, I'm so mad." But as time goes on, you grow older and you realize, you really shouldn't be mad about that stuff. It's just a video game at the end of the day, and that's really the whole story. It was just a bump and run that went terribly wrong. He wrecked me, and Joseph pretty much told himself that there can only be one Joseph on the track. So that's pretty much how we met each other. But I think we're all good now, right?
You know what? I'm so glad you told that story, because now I remember everything that happened. Now I remember this moment, and now I'm like, oh, man, I was a jerk back then. I'm so sorry, man.
I think we all were, man. We all were. I think we were like, oh man, we were like 14 or 15 years old at the time, maybe.
With me, I was 18 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it was 17 or 18. It was around there. Man, I was an immature teenager. Oh my God.
Man, you were picking on a young 13, 14-year-old sloppy Joe just trying to race for fun, man. What's wrong with you, man?
Well, I'll be honest here. I was kind of like a little, you know what?
Like a little immature?
Yeah. I mean, not that I wasn't like that all the time, but I remember back in like high school days stuff. I can remember being myself kind of like a jerk to people at times. Not all the time, but no, I've grown matured from that day to today. Yeah, I've grown more maturity. Well, I'm so glad you told that story, man, because now I remember everything now, and I'm so sorry I was a jerk to you.
It's fine, man. It's racing, back on the NASCAR game 2011, man. The physics weren't 100% at the time. So, I mean, you can get into somebody by accident, and the car just shoots up 10 yards up into the wall and you think someone just slammed into you, but really you're just trying to be easy. So, all good, man. Hey, that was years ago, man. Past is the past, tomorrow's the future. That's the way you got to look at it.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Well, yeah, that's a story that you can tell and just laugh about now. I mean, I know at that moment I was not happy, and I know you weren't happy and stuff, and I guess we hate each other. I'm not sure if I don't remember actually like hating on you, but I know I didn't like you at the time.
Well, the crazy thing was, like, back when I got in that race, as that young kid, I'm like, oh my Lord, I'm racing with Joseph Lombard into SC4R himself, and he just drives it in and hits me and spins me out. I'm like, okay, all right, I see what's going on here, and but it's all good, man.
Oh man, it's like, man, I'm such a big fan of Joseph, but he was a jerk to me. Like, oh goodness. Well, now we're like friends now, and and you know what? I will say, I'm glad that we've turned into the good side together, because obviously we've raced in the core. And we ran into each other a couple of times in core too. But
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
But the thing is, we never really like got upset with each other. I know. I would say maybe at the moment just like and stuff. But like, I know we always after the race talked about it and stuff, and then everything was fine. Whatever. We never got to the point of actually getting angry at each other, which was good, because I think half the league was like that. But also, I had a good time being part of. I know you've done these YouTube battles with some of the YouTubers, and I was in one of them as well. And I had a good time with that. And you and I had a good time with that night. We were battling every race. The points were so close because we were keeping track on that. But it ended up being a tie. Like we ended up having a tiebreaker race, and I happened to lose that one. He picked the Rover, and I'm like, dang it. So he came out on top of that, but that was a lot of fun, and I hope I get to join again on one of those, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm definitely going to be looking at rescheduling you for a rematch. I think the Lombard Nation would definitely love to see a rematch with that. That was definitely the most fun I had with any of them. The closest one I've ever had. You pulled the unthinkable, man. You won at ISM in like a 40-car lobby, avoiding all the wrecks. I'm like, there's no way he's going to come out on top of this thing. And you're like avoiding every single wreck. And I'm sitting there wrecked in the front stretch for like 20 seconds trying to get my car straight, but I can't because I keep getting rammed into. and you pull the unthinkable, made it go into a tiebreaker. So it was just unbelievable, man. Definitely was the most fun I've had with any of the NASCAR YouTuber battles, which more of them are on the way, by the way. Just been so busy with the beginning of the NASCAR Heat Pro League just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so speaking of the Pro League now, so 704 games gave fans the opportunity to give gamers an opportunity to participate in this Pro League. And from the day you start, like the first day they did that, did you ever think that you could be one of those gamers that would be selected to race in the Pro League?
At first I was very startled by it. I was very halt. I was like kind of halt with it. I didn't know how to approach it. I didn't know how it was all going to work, especially with me being a college student and whatnot. I didn't know exactly how much time I had to put into it. So I kind of put it off to the side. But around the time of, I want to say November, maybe late October, some things happened in my life to where I saw the NASCAR Heat Pro League qualifications as a door opening up for my life. And, being that young kid who always wanted to be a race car driver growing up, I told myself this could be my one chance, my one shot to get into the sport that I've loved since I was a kid and be a driver in a virtual way. So just endless hours of practice and whatnot. My confidence started growing a lot with what I was doing. I was just pulling consistent results, getting some fast lap times and whatnot. So at first, I was really kind of like not scared, but more of like in that halt phase of like, oh, I don't know if I can really go through with this. I don't know what to do with this, to being confident in what I can do on and off the track. So my confidence really did boost up a lot as the time went on.
So 704 Games did the draft out at ISM Raceway during that weekend. What was that like for you? Give us your moment, like the moment you got selected, you got drafted by Richard Childress Racing. What was that like to you?
That was the greatest moment of my life, man. Just was being surrounded by my parents, my close loved ones, my best friends in the world, who, I could shout them out right now. They're probably not watching, but, I'm actually hanging out with them tonight. But yeah, just being surrounded by all my loved ones, in that moment, because they all knew how much work I put into it, endless nights, having bags under my eyes when I wake up in the morning just from hours of practice to get to where I was, and seeing, Austin Dillon, my twin, seeing him going up and calling my name, I didn't think it was going to get called. I really didn't, because, I saw Skirt Bush and Slade Gravitt they were there in the draft in person, and I thought for a second, oh man, they flew out all the draft picks there to get chosen. But I wasn't expecting it. I really wasn't. And when I heard Austin Dillon call my name, I wanted to cry. I was live streaming it on my YouTube channel, a live draft reaction. But as I was trying to cry, I was filled with just like this like high bolt of energy in my body to like start fist pumping and screaming. And I remember just looking at the camera, and I told myself when I was looking at the camera, I'm not just looking at a camera. I'm looking at like I think it was like hundreds of people watching my stream, seeing if I was going to get drafted, that we did it. But all in all, it was probably the greatest moment of my life to this date, that I made it into the sport that I love. And I'm actually here living the dream that, over like 10,000 drivers tried to achieve. And I was one of the lucky 28 that was selected. So just a surreal moment.
All right, man. Well, from the day that you got drafted to now today, obviously you've been to Talladega, you've been to Charlotte, you've been to a couple of race weekends. So what has this journey been like for you since you got into this Pro League? And give us your thoughts on the first. You ran pretty well at Charlotte, got a good result there, but Auto Club did not go so well. But walk us through that journey since the day you got drafted.
Yeah, so the journey is just, it's like one step at a time. It becomes more of this is just a dream to, oh my Lord, this is a crazy dream. There's no way this is real. Because I've been to many race weekends as just like a fan. I've been in the garage area before as a fan, getting drivers' autographs and whatnot. But I've never been to the track as like a driver/employee. And it's such a different vibe when you're there, when the people who work with your race team are guiding you to certain places to do certain things with sponsors. And, you get that feeling of, hey, you're a driver. And I guess the big surreal moment that made me realize this journey is like unbelievable. When I was walking at Talladega, I was walking to the driver's meeting with the rep who was with me at RCR, and we were walking through the red carpet. And one of the little kids, or a few of them, looked at me as a real driver. And I wanted to sign it so bad, but I didn't want to be that guy. It's like, I'm not going to sign something when I'm not like a real driver or anything. But just, I had that vibe of I'm a real driver. And as the weeks have went on, when I went to Charlotte and everything, and actually signing some autographs for people that knew who I was, who were rooting for me and whatnot, it's just been unbelievable, because you have that dream as a kid. You want to sign autographs as a kid, and you practice your signatures on paper at a young age because you never know what's going to happen. And now you actually sign those things for fans of yours. It's just an unbelievable feeling. So the journeys went from being just a simple NASCAR fan to now being a NASCAR driver, and it's such a different vibe when you get to the track. It's such a different, it's a job. It's a job now, and when you go there, you feel professional. You feel like you've made it. And I love that side. I love being professional. I love meeting new people and, making new connections and making someone's day, like signing a hat for a fan. But as you said, with the race, with the Pro League so far, Charlotte was a really hectic race. I think a lot of us knew that coming in, but we were hoping it would be a little bit more easy on us. It was more about survival. It really was. I had a really good Caterpillar Camaro Z01. We started 5th on the inside where I really wanted to start, but unfortunately, the race was actually on times one way rather than times 4, and the car was not set up for it the way I was practicing. So coming out of 2, I lost control of it. The back end just got around, and we were in the back, had to fix the damage and make some adjustments. But as soon as I got the adjustments down, the car was a bullet. It was able to get into the corner better than mostly any other car out there. It was just more about surviving the wrecks, and luckily we ended up with the top 5 and put ourselves in a good start to the season. Now we're going to get to Auto Club, and I'm smiling about this one because, Joseph, I think you know why I'm smiling about this one. We started mid-pack, and I knew qualifying wasn't going to be my stronghold. It never really is my stronghold. But when I tell you that was the best Caterpillar Camaro Z01 I've ever had in my life, it was the best one I've ever had in my life. It was able to do everything I wanted on the track. It was one of the only 2 cars, I think, that was able to get under the apron in 3 and 4 and make it stick and get a run on somebody out of 4. And we were the only car that was able to get up to Hunter Mullins, who drives for Go Fast Racing. People know him as FedEx Racing, one of the best in the game. We were able to get up there and pass him for the lead, and we were like the only car that was able to do it. And we were in position to fight for the win at the end, and unfortunately the 95 got into turn 3 a little too hard, and he came up and hit me and got the 20 and the 13 involved and took us out with 2 laps to go, or 3. And it ended our race after running in the top 3 all day long. So regardless if it was going to be a win or not, it was going to be a solid start to the season for us. But now we're kind of in that mood of, hey, yeah, we still got, like 5 or 6 races to the playoffs, but we got to start getting some good finishes after that. So rough, I can't, honestly, I haven't went and watched the race again because I can't, it fuels me even more to go out there and do some incredible things on the track. So I can't watch, otherwise, it's going to make me even more angry and whatnot after what happened. But all in all, the start of the season has been really good. We brought some great speed on our ERCR team. Caterpillar has been a great partner so far with us, and we got some more partners on board like Bass Pro, Cessna, Liberty National, Coca-Cola, and many more who are on for the ride. And I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. I think we're going to definitely turn some heads in the upcoming weeks.
All right, one last question before we give the fans in the chat an opportunity to ask you a question, and we'll read them out to you. But you guys will be going to Bristol next. What's your expectations over there?
Well, it's Bristol, baby. Bristol's going to be one of those tracks that I think a lot of us are kind of we're questioning it. It's one of those tracks that in public lobbies is a wreck fest, but when you get the 28 best guys out there, arguably the 28 best guys out there to race competitively, you don't know what's going to happen. I think we have a pretty good qualifying spot. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I feel really good about our car. It's able to hold the bottom pretty well. It's really going to come down to track position, because if you can run that high line pretty well and get that run off the corner, you're going to be able to hold off the person who's on the inside. And if it comes down to the end, and those tires are still kind of, they're a little warm, but they can still do the job, don't be surprised if you'll see some guys stay out for that track position, because that's what it's all about. If your car is not super loose and rides up the track easily, you're going to see some guys stay out. There's going to be a lot of strategy. There's going to be a lot of bumping and banging. It's going to be fun. A top 5 is a win for me in my book when we get there, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. Well, before we give the chat an opportunity to ask a question, like I said, chat, make sure you ask some questions in chat right now. We'll read them out to him, but make sure you guys follow Joey Stone, a.k.a. Sloppy Joe, on their social media. They will also be posting in the chat as well, so make sure you follow him, keep up to date with his live, and, of course, his journey in the eNASCAR Heat Pro League as well. So Joey, first question, this is from Mike. How did you come up with the name Sloppy Joe?
I feel like I don't get asked this as much as I thought I would. Originally my name was Joe Meister 24. That was a name that my next door neighbor would call me when I was a kid, just to pretend I'm like a wrestler or something, Joe Meister or something like that. It happened when my family and I were eating dinner. This was like maybe a year ago, maybe. I can't remember when I changed the name exactly, but we were eating dinner and she made the sandwiches, right? And she sat them down. I'm like, these are right, Sloppy Joes. And all of a sudden, it's like a light bulb kind of hit me in the head. I'm like, wait a minute. My name's Joe. This is the name of a sandwich. No one has this name out there. And then as soon as dinner was up, I ran up to my room. I went on my YouTube and all that, and I started changing it and started doing everything I could. Started making some profile pictures for me with like a sandwich on top of my hands. I got super creative with it. And since then, thankfully, it's taken off. A lot of people seem to enjoy it. And I'm happy that it's a name that people can really look back and, smile when they look at it. It's definitely fun to have a name like that.
Didn't you tell me one time that I don't know if I don't remember if you told me this or it was somebody else, but never had a Sloppy Joe in their life?
Yeah, so that was before that. That was before that. I never had a Sloppy Joe until that night. And when the name of the sandwich I've heard of the name of the sandwich before, like way back, but it never clicked until I ate it. And I was like, that's my name. And it just clicked right there. And since then, I've only had it twice because they are pretty messy to make and everything. But I figured I might do something if I win the esports, if I win the NASCAR Pro League Championship or, win a Pro League race, I might devour Sloppy Joes on live stream. I don't know. I might come up with something funny to give to the fans and everything just because of the name. Because people are asking me all the time, when are you going to do it? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But we have to get there first before we do that.
If that happened in a live stream where you just devour a Sloppy Joe, man, would the viewership go up. Man, I have more respect for you too. Not that I don't have enough respect for you already, but man, that would just bump it up even more. That would be so amazing. And of course, it needs to be a mess too. It needs to happen.
Oh yeah, man. Probably throw it in my face, honestly, at this point. I mean, I already shaved my beard live after winning after getting drafted. So who knows what's going to happen once I win a Pro League race. You guys just have to stay tuned for that one.
Awesome. Well, make sure, guys, to chat up some questions. We'll probably ask a couple more questions before we let them go. Joey, what is your favorite NASCAR track?
Whew. Oh, man. Favorite NASCAR track. It's got to be Atlanta Motor Speedway. Just the history of that track, everything that's happened there, all the photo finishes, all the crazy wrecks, the famous 1992 championship battle with Alan Kulwicki, Bill Elliott, Richard Petty's last race, Jeff Gordon's first race. So much history there. I've been there since 2001. I've been to every race since then, and I plan on never missing one. If I had a favorite that wasn't a hometown favorite, the Charlotte Roval. Went there for the first time in fall, glued to it, and I'll make sure to go to every single one of them since. Incredible idea to add a road course into an oval, and it's going to stay for a long time. Incredible racing.
All right, well, Joey, we're going to let you go here, but before we do let you go, is there anybody you got to thank for your opportunity over in the East NASCAR Heat Pro League?
Yeah, absolutely. Just definitely got to thank my family and friends for all the support. Especially, I need to thank RCR for the opportunity for bringing me onto the team. We just started together, but there's already signs of an incredible future together. We have incredible things planned. Got to thank my partners, Caterpillar, Bass Pro Shops, Coca-Cola, Cessna, Liberty National, and Red Cap, and many, many more. My teammate, Jordan McGraw, and, of course, everybody at 704 Games, Motorsports, motorsport.com, and all of them for making sure this Pro League is successful and going to take off in incredible ways that no one is even prepared for yet. Just everybody. And, of course, everybody of the Sloppy Nation and everybody in my YouTube community that's been there since day one. I love you guys. You guys are incredible. Thank you for all the support, and I hope you guys follow me on the many, many more years and hopefully decades of an incredible journey that we're on board for.
Awesome. Well, speaking of 704 games, I love the fact that they give the fans and the gamers an opportunity of being involved in something unique.
Absolutely.
Like this eNASCAR Heat 3 Pro League that they started. I think it's a unique idea. Obviously, I know they still want to fix a few tweaks on it, but I feel it's got potential. And speaking of 704 games, they actually contacted me the other day and him as well. And we're going to be working on some stuff with them pretty soon too. So it's pretty cool that they care about the fans, and that's the number one thing I love about them is that they care for the fans. They love the feedback. Try to give some feedback from the fans on what should be added to the games or what should be fixed. So I think that's pretty cool. Well, Joey, I do appreciate the time you to come on today. Wish you the best of luck. Obviously, I know you're going to be doing some more testing before the Bristol race next week, but best of luck to you in the Pro League for the rest of the season. Maybe, hopefully, we'll have you back on again soon on this show, and I would love to have an opportunity of joining your live streams again pretty soon, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you, both you and Zachary, for having me on. Incredible opportunity to be on here with you guys. You guys do incredible things for the community. Congratulations to Glinda again. I was reading the comments and reading the story. An incredible story for sure. It's great to do great things like that. So congratulations to Glinda. I was listening in. And, thank you guys so much. And, Joseph, I got you, man. We're going to get you in for that rematch, man. Hopefully you can give me my first loss of the series.
I almost did, man, but you had to pick the Charlotte Roll win. If it wasn't for that, maybe. But you know what? It was a good time, and I'm up for it anytime, man. Well, thank you again, man. I know you got a busy life. I know you got to visit your family tonight. But just have a good rest of your day, man. Take care of yourself. And like I said, good luck in the Pro League.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Yep. That was Sloppy Joe. Well, Joey Stone, a.k.a. Sloppy Joe, that joined us today. First off, I do want to thank him for taking the time today and joining the show today. Again, he is a eNASCAR Heat Pro League driver on the PlayStation side. He's the driver with the number 8 for Richard Childress Racing. Had a 5th place finish over in Charlotte, and then, of course, not a good result at All Club Speedway, as he mentioned and stuff. But he's got Bristol coming up next week. Maybe he can have some redemption there, or at least he did say a top 5 would be a win for him as well. But so cool to hear his story and hear his thoughts on the moment he got drafted into this Pro League. And just a nice guy. I love that story he told about back in NASCAR 2011 days and stuff. And I totally forgot about that moment until he mentioned that whole story. I'm like, oh, shoot. Man, was I a jerk back then to him, But really nice guy. Him and I have actually become really good friends. And, again, thank you, Joey Stone, Sloppy Joe, for joining us today. Of course, you guys can follow him on his social media. He does have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and, of course, his Twitch. Follow him along on his journey in his Pro League and just his life if you want, Okay, we got a few minutes left. We have not done one thing. We haven't done there's one thing we haven't done yet. I was trying to say that, and I messed that up. We got to give away the winner of the Ryan C. Diecast giveaway. And, of course, the winner has their choice of either selecting the 2018 or the 2019 Diecast. So which one they want. So we got the names in here, and we're about to announce the new winners. Zach, I'm going to let you pick this one this time, okay? Make sure you shuffle around. Got to give it a good shake, man, or a good shuffle, There you go. And, of course, we're actually going to, before you announce the winner, we're actually going to do 2 this month because we didn't get the opportunity of doing one in May because of, the day we had the power outage issue, we were going to announce a winner, but unfortunately we couldn't do that. So this makes up for May. Of course, in 2 weeks, guys, make sure you go on Lombard Bros Gaming, Facebook, and Twitter and Instagram because we have announced the beginning of the new Ryan C. Diecast giveaway. So if you do have a chance, if you know Lombard Bros Gaming on Facebook, make sure you share that post on Twitter, make sure you retweet that post so you can have an opportunity in 2 weeks to win a Ryan C. Diecast, either a choice of 2018 and 2019. So, Zach, who is the winner this time?
So the winner for this giveaway is Deanna Rudell on Facebook.
Deanna Rudell on Facebook. Oh, wow. Okay, Deanna Rudell on Facebook. Congratulations on winning the Ryan C. Diecast giveaway, which was supposed to be for the month of May, but unfortunately, like I said, we couldn't do this giveaway a couple weeks ago when we had the power outage issue. So this makes up for May. So Deanna Rudell, thank you so much for participating in this diecast giveaway, and hopefully you enjoy the diecast. And again, you have a choice of either the 2018 or 2019 diecast. You cannot have both, but you have a choice on which one you want. So Deanna, congrats to you on the diecast giveaway. Of course, again, in 2 weeks, guys, we will announce another giveaway winner of the Ryan C. Diecast, but just today we released the new beginning of the giveaway for the Ryan C. Diecast. Make sure you go on Lombard Bros Gaming Facebook, share that post. Make sure you go on Lombard Bros Gaming's Twitter, retweet that post. Make sure you read the rules on Instagram and stuff if you want to participate in the next giveaway, Ryan C. Diecast giveaway, which is in 2 weeks on June 17th. So hopefully one of you guys could be a winner in the next giveaway. But for those that was in this giveaway, I do want to thank you guys for participating in that giveaway. But you still got another opportunity to win the Ryan C. Diecast. So just make sure you go back and share, retweet the giveaway. So we just got a few minutes left, Zach. Anything else you got to discuss before we head off?
Well, I just wanted to say that to those of you who follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, on YouTube recently, we've just recently lost a friend.
Yeah. So wow, that was something I wanted to talk about, and I'm glad you might ask that. So if you guys, you guys have seen them in a couple of our videos, a few photos and stuff, but we met this guy a few years ago, and he's had a history of heart problems, health problems. He's had it all and stuff. And, you know, we got to meet him for the first time a few weeks. Of course, he's been in front of our house. He's been over to our house one other time. He's hung out with us during race weekend a couple of times and stuff. But our good friend Domindu unfortunately passed away. What was it, on June? No, on May. God, when did he pass away?
Well,
it was on Wednesday.
So it was on May 23rd.
Yeah, it was. No, it was May 22nd. Yeah, May 22nd. That was a Wednesday. So, unfortunately, on May 22nd, our good friend Domindu at age 33 passed away because recently he had cerebral cancer, and that hit him pretty fast too. And what was so special a few days before his death is we got to go visit him at his apartment. And of course, he was bed rested. He was on hospice care. Really couldn't move at all, couldn't really speak and stuff, but he recognized us, which was good and stuff. So, just our good friend Domindu was a really nice guy, and it's just such a shame that cancer once again just strikes somebody. You know, it's just a horrible, evil disease. You know, no matter what cancer it is, it's just horrible. And, you know, we've seen people able to beat it, and of course, it's good to hear news when people beat cancer, but sometimes they don't beat it, and it's such a shame, you know. So Domindu, hope you're resting pretty well up there, man. Miss you a lot. Was a good guy. And of course, he was supposed to be going to Sonoma in a few weeks. Sonoma's in a couple weeks, and he was going to go. Obviously, he wasn't going to go with us, but he was going to be up there, and never been up there. He's never been to Sonoma, and he was going to go for his first time, and unfortunately, this cancer got him. So, Domindu, good friend of ours. Hope you're resting pretty good up there, man. Rest in peace, man. And our thoughts and prayers are with Domindu's family as well, as they're going through a tough time. So, It sucks.
Hope you're saying hi to our dad up there.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
gotta say hi to him as well because he met Dad before too.
Yeah.
And so hopefully he's saying hi up there. But been thinking of you, man. Wish you were still here, man. Just hate that cancer got you at a young age too. Anyways, guys, okay, so that is the end of the talk show. Hope you guys enjoyed this Lombard Bros talk show. We will be back next Monday for another Lombard Bros talk show, and we're actually going to have Rudy, which he is a guy that I help out with the broadcasting. Rudy from Max Speed TV is going to be joining us next Monday on the talk show. And so anyways, guys, you take care. Have a good one. Have a great rest of your Monday. Joseph Lombard, a.k.a. N2SC4, with Zachary Lombard, a.k.a. Magnum 5. You all have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.